Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome all of you to this evening's presentation. This presentation is designed for our guests, people who are not in the business yet, and want to have a look at what we do. But it's also designed for people who are already in the business so that they can keep company, the guests that they have invited, to have a look at the business we do. So I'm very excited about what's going in the business all over the African continent. So without further ado, let's get the business presentation started. My name is Pascal Ulo. I am an engineer, a Kenyan by birth, but we've been living in South Africa the last 30 years. And the reason Betty and I started this business is very simple. We wanted to make an extra $200 a month because my salary as an engineer was not sufficient to cater for the needs of my family. And the other thing is, you see, as the family is growing, the needs of the family also grows. And if your income is not keeping up, you're going backwards. So in this presentation, we want to explore what the Neolife business opportunity is. We want to explore what the company is. We want to explore the product, what we do to create an opportunity for people not only to make additional income, which can become a lot of money, but also to have good health, because the greatest wealth you have is your health. So Betty and I started in 1996. Very simple reason: to make money. That is really why we started. We were not exposed to the need for good nutrition. We were not exposed to idea of having a business that can grow with or without you. So when we saw the business idea, it took us 2 days to decide. Betty went for a meeting. A friend of ours invited her to go and look. She went to have a look at the business presentation. She came back. She explained to me that I think it's something we can do, because the speaker that evening was a friend of ours called Hansi Kronier. And he was talking, they had a similar situation like our home. Hansi Kronier had a chronically ill child who needed 24/7 care by one of the parents. And we were in the same situation. So she came and explained to me, I think it's something we can do. So I went to also look at the presentation. And after we came back, it took us a day or two to decide, because the whole thing made sense to me. We started the business. I remember our first check was $3. But after 7 months of very hard work, our income reached $1,000 a month. And that's when the penny dropped for me. That's when I decided I'm going to make this business my career. So if you're a guest, take time, get a pen and paper, write notes. If you have any questions, ask the person who invited you. So this business, let's have a look at the company. What is Neolife? Neolife is a company that started in 1958, started by Jerry Brasfield. When Jerry Brasfield was a teenager, he had very, very serious asthma. And one evening, when he had been quite sick at night, his mother invited a pastor who explained that maybe your son is very sick and may not survive. I'm not sure whether it was a pastor or a doctor, but Jerry had the conversation. And his mother looked and found natural remedies, and he gave him. And when he recovered, he decided, I'm going to create a company that makes products that help people to recover their health by giving them good nutrients. That is how the dream of Neolife was born. And 68 years later, Neolife has been a pioneer in cellular nutrition. Cellular nutrition simply means that nutrition is provided in the cells. If your cells do not get nutrients, you are not healthy. Diet is what you put in your mouth. Nutrition is what your cells actually get. So we've been pioneers in cellular nutrition, recognizing that all the nutrients we take in through the mouth needs to get into the cells to provide for us the energy so that we can create energy for us to be able to work and live efficiently. Another milestone we've achieved is 100 different things that we've had in terms of product development, the technology for manufacturing first-class products, getting the right raw materials, making sure you've got the best nutritional supplements that we have in the world. And then very exciting stories all over the world in terms of products, and in terms of the income that people have generated to really make a big difference in their lives. If you're a guest, ask the person who invited you, they will send you a ton of stories of people who've had very successful experiences in the business. But what has kept our business going for all those years? What has made Neolife last for the last 68 years? We believe in 5 basic corporate principles. The first is absolute honesty and integrity. Why is that important? Because we want our customers to trust what we do and what we say. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. That's a very fundamental thing about our business. The second thing, people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. If we don't have people, we don't have anything. The third is products that work. Neolife has put together a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board. Their job is to make sure we've got the best products in the marketplace. The raw material they use, they check for all contaminants before they are put into the product, the quality of the manufacturing, testing of the products when they leave the factory, testing of the products when they arrive at the different locations in the markets, until when it gets to the customer, the products have got maximum potency and efficacy. The fourth one, equal opportunity for everybody. Everybody starts this business at the same level, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're old or young, whether you're 18 or 81, we don't care about your background. The only thing we need from you are 3 things. 1, you need to have a desire or a dream. Number 2, your willingness to work. And number 3 is just sheer hard work. So the second one is the willingness to learn, because most people join the business with little or no experience. And the last one is you need to have a long-range vision. That simply means initially have a 2 to 5 year plan, and then make sure you stick to the business until the business becomes successful. This is the range of products that Neolife makes. They are called consumable products. Why is that important? Because a pair of shoes you're going to buy today, and maybe the next time you buy or replace it is a year's time or 2 years' time. A pair of shoes is not consumable. A fridge is not consumable. Utensils is not. But skincare products are consumable. You buy, you use, you go and buy some more. Health supplements, the same. Cleaning products, the same. So the first range of products are products that make you feel better. These are the health supplements. We've got products that help to regulate your blood pressure, products that help you get rid of arthritis. We've got products to make sure your body functions optimally and in good health. The second range of products are products that make you look better. This is the skin and personal care range of products, things like hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion. And the third, products that help you live better, makes your environment where you live clean. These are the scientists who develop our products. They're called the Scientific Advisory Board. Neolife was the first company in the world to have a scientific advisory board whose job is to make sure you've got the best products in the marketplace. It was founded by Dr. Arthur First. Dr. Arthur First passed on in 2005. After very illustrious years in the scientific field, he's one of the doctors who invented the treatment of cancer using chemo. But he knew that chemotherapy is very devastating to the body. So he designed an antidote for chemo, a product called BetaGuard. So we've got scientists who specialize in research in production technology, nutritional scientists, sports scientists, quality experts, biochemists. We've got a whole range of scientists who make sure we've got the best products in the marketplace. I talked earlier about cellular nutrition. You see, diet is what you put in your mouth. Nutrition is what your cells get. If your cells or a cell membrane does not absorb nutrients, waste does not come out, we have a sick cell. The cell membrane is hardened, does not easily absorb nutrients. What you should have is a cell membrane that is soft, permeable, that takes in nutrients and removes waste. You have a healthy cell and eventually a healthy body. How do you solve this problem? The solution to this is to have a product that supplies your body with the nutrients it needs. The first of these products is called 3NN, the green capsule. 3NN is made from rice, wheat, and soya. It helps your cell membrane to absorb nutrients efficiently so that nutrients go in and the waste comes out. The next range is the brown capsule. It's called carotenoid complex. It's made from tomatoes, apples, carrots, strawberries. These are called the carotenoid range of fruits and vegetables. Carotenoid complex increases your immune system to strengthen it. The third one is called omega-3. Omega-3 salmon plus is made from fish oil. It helps reduce inflammation in the body. It helps brain function. It helps with joints. It helps your heart. And then we have the multivitamin mineral complex, the green tablet. Okay. In the new package, this is going to be a capsule also. So the next range of products is the cleaning range of the home care products. This like things like Super 10, which is a heavy duty cleaner. Super 10, you mix 1 to 10. 1 liter of Super 10 will give you 10 liters of 11 liters of the usable product because you mix it 1 to 10. Then you have the care solution, which is a disinfectant. This one you mix 1 to 50. It's very economical. And then you have the light duty concentrate, LDC. LDC is a multi-purpose user. In our home, we use LDC to wash the dishes, to clean the bathroom, the toilet. I use it for shaving. I use it to take a shower. I use it to wash my car. Anything in the home that requires cleaning, LDC is a product for you to use. And then we have this star product called Supergrow. Supergrow is an emulsifier, which means it helps break down oils on plants. Is an adjuvant. It means it helps plants absorb fertilizer and all the things you need to make sure that the plant absorbs the things correctly. It is a spreader sticker. That means it helps water and this other thing to stick on plants longer and is a wetting agent by breaking the surface tension of water so that water is absorbed efficiently by plants and the soil. It's very versatile. It's economical. You mix it 1 to 1,000 with water. You can use it both indoors and outdoors. It's non-toxic, non-caustic, and non-inflammable. So you've got a fantastic product, and this product is got very high sales volume in our African continent because most farmers in Africa are small-scale farmers. It means they have farms which is about 2 to 5 acres in size, and that helps them to increase their yield. Then you have the skin and beauty care products that helps to cleanse and detoxify your skin, to nourish and activate the skin, to balance and invigorate the whole range of skincare products to make your skin actually look nice. So now we've spoken about the company, the founder, the products, the scientists who develop the products. We want to look at the business side. The business opportunity gives any ordinary person an opportunity to create a business for themselves and achieve financial freedom. But for this to work, when you become an independent distributor, you need to have a desire. You need to have a dream. A desire is something you don't have that you wish to have. A dream is something that you wish you have on the external that you want is something material, for example, to buy a new car, to travel, to build a dream home, to have financial freedom. All these are things that you desire because you don't have them currently. How does the business work? The business works when you do 3 things every day. They're called the 3 daily success habits. Number 1, we use the products ourselves, and we use the products for 2 very good reasons. 1, we support our own business. Number 2, we want the people we speak to know that we believe in what we recommend. So that is why we use the products. You see, it doesn't make sense for you to recommend something to somebody and you don't believe in it. And by the way, if you have a restaurant and you want to have lunch, where would you go and have the lunch? It is a restaurant, of course. The second thing we do is we share the business and the products. Simply means we start to introduce other people to use the products and become promoters like ourselves. And the third thing we do is personal development. We take time to learn and become better in terms of product knowledge, in terms of business knowledge, in terms of how to become a better person, a better leader, to have a good attitude. Let's see how this works. This is you. You've registered with the company as a distributor. You get your distributor package. The first thing we said is use the product. Let's say you use the 3NN or the Pro Vitality. The next thing you do, by the way, if you're a distributor, you buy the product at the discount. The next thing you do is you start sharing the products by developing a group of customers. That is people who buy products from you, and you make a profit from them. Now, because Neolife operates in over 50 countries around the globe, the company uses the PV system, which means point value system, to standardize business measurement. One of these bottles, 3NN, keeps 60 capsules, is 17 PV. So if you have 6 of them, it gives you 102 PV. If you do this, you'll make a net profit of about $30. That is the profit you make from selling products to your customers. The next thing you do is you start building a team. You introduce other people to be business promoters and product users. In this example, you become a senior manager by doing 1,000 PV. Your friends, relatives, and neighbors reach 250 PV. They're just starting to build their teams. If you do that, you become a senior manager. Your income is about $350 a month. Once that has happened, you start to duplicate the process. It simply means you start to teach the people you brought in to do what you do. They use the product, they promote it to their friends and relatives. They also get other people to join as promoters or distributors. If you build this structure and your total volume is 4,000 PV, you become a director and your income is about $500 to $750 a month. The next thing is you need to keep duplicating the process. You teach these people to become directors like you. If you do that, you become a world team member and your income is between $1,500 and $3,000 a month. That is just the beginning. The next thing is you keep duplicating the process. If you do that, you become a president's team member. Your income goes to about $6,000 a month. That's a very exciting income. Considering you spend, in fact, to start this business, it's between $50 and $80 to start this global business. So at this juncture, I want to invite our guest, a lady I've known for a very, very long time. She's one of the really successful leaders in the East African region. Gladys, if you can hear me, just raise your hand so that I know where you are. Let me see. There you are. Okay, Gladys, I've made you a host. Just unmute yourself.
Wow, you can see me, you can hear me?
Yes, I can see you. How are you doing?
I'm so great, my upline. I appreciate you so much with Betty.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Look forward to hearing
Good evening,
your story.
everybody. I'm super excited this evening to give my story because personally, I always say that I actually prayed to God for something that would excite my life. My name is Gladys Njura. I come from Kenya. I live in Nairobi City. By training, I'm a high school teacher. That's what I trained for, as an English literature teacher at Kenyatta University here in Kenya. And immediately after I finished my degree, I was meant to go and become a teacher, employed by the government. But deep down, I knew I didn't want to be a teacher. I don't hate teaching, but I just knew I didn't want to be a teacher simply because I had done my teaching practice and what I experienced in the staff room. I was like, is this going to be what I'll have to be there on? And so very quickly, immediately after graduation, something told me just look for a job, just in case, as you wait to be posted. by the government. And so I'm there, waiting for the government to post me, but I started looking for a job. And one day I had a bank in the news say that they are going to expand their branches in the outskirts of Nairobi. And I made a decision. I was like, why don't I just apply a job? I did. And the most funny thing, the way God works, the day I got my letter to go and report to the school where I had been called by the government is actually the day when I got home. I got my letter from one of the banks here in Kenya. And so I'm there, I'm holding two appointments. But of course, since I'm the one who had applied and I needed a different career path, I took the banking. And so I started working in the bank. It was a nice job. I made very many good friends. I can tell you to date, that bank has a way of just putting people together who are a real family. It was a great experience. I enjoyed the interaction with my customers. I made very many friends with the customers, the employees. But what I knew was that at that particular time, banking had changed. The unionizable staff were not getting as much increment as it used to be. The loans had moved from 3% per annum and pushed all the way to about 16, 17%. And so for us, it was not as nice as it was for the guys we met. And so I'm here. At that time, I was a young mother. At that time, when I came into the Neolife opportunity, my fast forward, I worked in the bank for 5 years. So in my 5th year, I was looking for something more exciting to do because the money was not enough. And I wanted good things for my little girls. And you know, when you have a family, you have children, you have your parents, you have your other parents, you know, the 2 sets of parents. Those are 4 people also who are looking onto you once in a while. I was like, now our salaries were not making sense. And so while I'm there on my 5th year in the bank, I said a prayer to God and I was like, God, you know, 2 things. Either you upgrade me to a better job in one of the bigger banks. I had even started applying to World Banks, where, you know, just trying out. So I'm there and I'm like, God, I need something that can give me an extra income. Even if it is $100, it will excite me and I can give my children a better life. My children were at that time were 9 years and 3 years. And so one day I'm invited to a meeting like this. Of course, it was physical then. And the person who invited me just told me one sentence. Gladys, she was my elder sister. I've come across an American company and I have been told if we join this company, we will make money and we'll travel the world. And she didn't tell me anything else. And then she told me, you must come to the meeting. Come, come, come. She invited me the first meeting, I didn't go. Second meeting, I didn't go. Then one Saturday, they were at a big meeting at Safari Park for the company at the beginning of the year. And they were told during the morning session, afternoon, invite as many guests as possible. So guess what? My sister calls me, hey, you can't miss this. You're missing big time. And she told me, I need you at Safari Park. And that's what I did. I went. I didn't understand much what they were doing, but I understood one thing. People were excited. I saw older people, old enough to be my parents, who are jumping up and down. They were being recognized. I wasn't even understanding what is happening. I just was carried by the vibe. I didn't know what they do, but now 2 testimonies were done. One was done by our 5-diamond director called Charlie Bolton. And he says he was very poor and he joined Neolife. He had not gone properly to school and he was earning an excess of $5,000. And that thing, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Then there was another gentleman, Pastor Hansi Kronje, the very good upline of Pascal. And he said he was a pastor and he wasn't making much money, and the wife could not work. And so they didn't have money, but he had traveled to over 50 cities of the world or something like that. I don't remember whether I had 50 or how many. I was like, wow. So it was confirmed to me there's traveling and there's money. And on that day, I made a decision. But you know, the most amazing thing, I didn't have the money. I was always a broke banker. Money was not enough. And that's why I was looking for an opportunity. And so I remember my upline, PT Judy Njeru. So she says, where is the money? And I told her, Judy, I don't have money. And I remember her asking me one question. And you're a banker. You've worked for how many years? 5. And you don't have any money. I told her, no, but I can make arrangements on payday. She told me, what? You need this business more than it needs you. And that did it for me. For sure. I told them on my payday at 10 a.m., come for the money. And to cut the long story short, that's how I got involved. And the following Monday, I joined. They launched my kit on a Saturday. And they started telling me to go for meetings on Mondays. So the following Monday, I went to a meeting. And now what Pascal has explained was explained to me. But the thing that made it seal the deal for me, they told me, Gladys, if you're teachable and you keep coming for training, you'll understand the business and it's going to work out for you. And I said, this is it. And so ever since then, I started attending training. My first month, I only made some profits. I didn't even make a commission. It was exciting because that's what I wanted. I wanted an extra $100. So when I started seeing the money trickling in profits, I got very excited. When was I working? I was only working some lunch times because I could have a break. And after 5:30 when I leave the office, and I was lucky enough that time banking was not, people are not going to work on Saturdays. I was in head office. So I would do my business on Saturdays. I got so serious. And I started building the business. So for me, my first check was 986 Kenya shillings after 2 months. On the 3rd month, my first check was 986. I remember taking it back to my colleagues. And one of my colleagues, we used to stay in an open office. I tell them, hey, guys, I've been paid. I showed them the check. One of my friends called Ngash. He was about 100 kgs plus. He laughed until he fell off the seat. And he's like, at an international company, and this is what you're coming to show us. I told him, yeah, I've been told where this money has come from. If I work harder, I can keep adding zeros. And so I just kept doing it. After a few other months, I became a senior manager. I think after about 6 months or 7 months, I became a senior manager. And I started working towards the director step. And I worked it and I worked it. For me, I was, I think, a slow mover. So after 1 year, 2 months, is when I actually became a director. And let me tell you guys, the minute I started saying I'm going to be a director, that month before I became a director, I was a senior manager. I did a very crazy thing that I also wonder about myself many years down the line. I wrote my resignation letter. I wrote a resignation letter when I was a senior manager, earning about 16,000 Kenya shillings, in anticipation that the next month I have to become a director. And so after 1 month notice, when I resigned from the bank, the month I was leaving is actually the month I became a director. And I was totally excited. The money was not so much, but I was excited. And I told myself, Gladys, if you've worked in the bank as a professional, you can also take this business as a profession. So basically, me, what I did when I was leaving the bank, I told my boss, I want to take a 2-year unpaid leave. I'm going to do my master's. I will come back after 2 years. So I was creating a safe space, just in case. Just in case. But in my mind, I knew there was not going to be an in case. I knew for me it had to work. And from there on, I actually started doing the business full time. I was the most excited mother. You've not idea. After 1 year, I could take my kids to school. I could go for their school event. I never missed anything that had to do with my children. And for me, that was just the bomb. I was so excited. After 2 years, I became a world team member, and I was able now to be taken to Windsor Golf and Country Club for leadership. I went to Windsor. I remember it was a very exciting moment. We were 3 of us in our team, and it was really, really exciting. We were given a treat that you can't believe it. It was fantastic. And moving forward, after 2 years, I became a world team after 2 years, and I started doing the business in a way you can't imagine. Now, what are the other benefits I've gotten? Of course, now the money kept building until to the point where it got to a 6-figure income, and it's been there for a long time. 6 plus plus plus. It's been good. Why am I still doing the business? I want to earn the kind of money my upline earns. My upline, PT Judy, she earns very good money. I'm like, this is it. That's the reason I work so hard. I can't wait to be at 5.5 M, 1 M. I can't wait. And it's coming very soon. I'm very excited. You can't imagine. Our team is beautiful. The other benefits I got, which was actually the first benefit we got, was my mother. When we joined the business, my mom had very acute arthritis. And when I grew up, my mom going to hospital many times. She had been, what do we call it in English? Staying in the hospital overnight a few days, inpatient. Many times in and out. She had very brittle bones. She had weak bones. She had broken her leg at some point, and it didn't heal for 3 years. And so when we joined, she had very acute arthritis, and we were told to try the products for 6 months. She was due for another operation. We did the bone and joint program, and I want to tell you, 23 years on, my mom has not been admitted to hospital. My mom is in her 80s, and she's healthier now than she was when I joined and she was in her 60s. And for me, that is an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. Then, of course, in my family, we are asthmatic. My brother was using the inhaler. My kid brother, my big sister was using the inhaler. My daughter, the last born, was getting signs of bronchitis. Do you know, none of those people have used the inhalers ever since. So my kids have been very healthy. I put them on Vital Squares, VitaGuard, Neolife Shake, and omega-3, all the years of their schoolwork. And now I'm a very proud mom. My last born is 27 years old. And I feel as young as she is. You know, we play around with her, and I feel as strong as she is, you know. It's been very exciting. I've traveled the world. I've been out of the country several times, courtesy of Neolife. And now the most important thing and the most exciting thing is the investments I started doing. I've been doing investments, and that is the biggest kicker for me right now. That is the biggest kicker, investing. I remember very well when Charlie would come to teach us. He used to tell us you have to save money and have millions in the account. You need to have liquid cash. And I would wonder, hey, this guy. And you know what? It's already happening for me. It's already happening for me. And I'm very, very excited. We are doing it with my friends, and it's very, very exciting. And for me, that has been just be an awesome thing. The other thing that has been amazing, the connections. You know, Neolife says you join a transformative community. Neolife is an amazing place to be. We've had a lot of fun as a team. We've gone places. We've done things. And we've been so connected those years. You have no idea. It's been an amazing time. So I have a fantastic, great family, my cross lines, my up lines, my team. And now we are more fired than ever. You know, we are saying, you know what, Kenya, we have been where we've been. We are so fired, you have no idea. We are so excited. considering where we are going. So if you are a guest, what can I tell you? I want to tell you one thing as a guest. Where you are right now, you need to be more healthy many times over than you are. So you need Neolife. You need Neolife more than ever. As the years go by, you need to be healthier. And so that is one reason you need to be in your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. When I joined, I was, do I say my age? I was 31 when I joined the business. I thought I was young. The years have just gone by. So know that you need this opportunity for your health. The other reason is you just don't need to be asset rich. You need to be cash flow rich. And you know the most fun, exciting thing about our business, the older you are becoming, the more money you make. Vis-a-vis work, where the older you become, the more you lose your job. Some people lose their job without even any pension. And again, the pension is little. I look at my parents' pension, they are teachers. And that money is not enough, you know. So you need to make money now. And so that as it comes to your retirement, you have money in the bank, and not a little money, a lot of money. So that is very, very important. The other thing is you need to travel the world, guys. There's nothing as beautiful as holding a passport and you go to the airport and you're pulling that bag and the pilot is telling you things. It is just an amazing, amazing experience. Not to mention the 5-star treatment hotels the company gives us. You know, it's an amazing experience, which you may not get out there in many institutions. So if you're here as a guest, please, for whatever it takes, go and get the money like I did. Actually, I borrowed the money. It was a paid, but I borrowed a loan to join. It was the best loan that I ever got. It's been a very, very exciting time. So guys, if you're here, please let's just go for it. And for us who are members, it's the high time to just crush it. The world is becoming more difficult. The world is becoming more negative. But I love the way Neolife insulates us with positivity. We are so insulated. We are so excited. We are so vamped up. And we are just seeing good things happening to us, God giving us those days. So if Gladys, who had never sold a sweet, I had never done any business. This was my very first business. If Gladys can do it, you guys can do it and just blast it more than I. So thank you very much. And back to you, my upline. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gladys, for such a wonderful story. Every time I hear your story, it's as if I'm hearing it for the very first time. Thank you. I really appreciate your story. And I'm glad that you joined the business. And as a result, I think very many people in Kenya have enjoyed the decision you made. Thank you so much. Just a moment. Okay, so you've heard Gladys' story. If you're a guest, if you take this business seriously, you will have a similar or a better story than Gladys. But the thing depends on your decision. One of the things Gladys talked about is traveling. If you really want to travel different countries around the world, this is a business for you. You will travel, yes, but on the condition that you actually work to build your business to reach the level where the company pays for your travel. Leadership school, when you reach a certain level in the business, the company flies you to different locations for a 4-day training paid for by the company. It's called the leadership school. In the East African region, the meeting has been in Mombasa. In the Southern African region, the meeting has been in Pretoria. In West Africa, because the numbers are much larger, they have been in different countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. So leadership school is a place where you actually learn how to become a leader in the business. What do you need to get started? If you're a guest, the person who invited you will give you an application form. You need some initial investment to invest in your business. You'll get a business starter kit. some literature, that is information you need to run your business, and some products for you to use and share with your customers. If you're in Botswana, it's 750 to 1500 pula. In South Africa, it's 950 to 2930, depending on the package. In Kenya, is 9,500 or 12,000 Kenya shillings. Nigeria is 68,000 or 100,000 naira. Tanzania, 172,000 or 226,000 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda, 258,000 or 290,000 Uganda shillings. In the USA is $75. Togo, 47,000 or 65,000 CFA. Ghana is 900 or 1,460 Ghanaian cedis. Cameroon is 61,000 or 76,000 CFA. Namibia, 1,010 or 2,120 Namibian dollars. Mozambique is 6,020 meticas or 10,500. In Malawi, 100,500 or 309,260 Malawian kwacha. So this is what you need to start and grow your business. A very important thing about our business, you need to take complete charge of your life and your business. Number one, we've got flexible schedule. That means don't leave what you are doing at the moment. Start the business part-time. You just need to be organized to be able to grow your business. Two, you work from home. You don't need an office in this business. You work from home, you've got your business kit, you've got product. As long as you have a phone or a way to talk to people, that is what you need. You save money. As a distributor, you buy the products at a discount, and you save money because our cleaning products are concentrate. One product will replace 3 or 4 different things in your home. Residual income, it simply means the money you earn today is because of the effort you put in yesterday. You see, if you're in sales business, you've opened a shop, or you're providing, let's say, professional services, an engineer, a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer. If you don't put in the work, no money comes in. It stops. Our business is different. If you build the business up to a certain level, the work you put in today, you're going to earn the money tomorrow and the day after and month after, the year after. Quality time with your family, because this is a family business. Financial freedom. If you really take the business seriously, you will acquire financial freedom. You become your own boss. Nobody is going to control how you work. You decide how much you want to work and how badly you want to succeed. International travel. I think Gladys spoke to you about international travel. If you truly want to visit different countries around the world, this is the business for you to join. Education for your children. This business has helped Betty and I to put our children to good schools. Personal development. This is what I really like about the business. Apart from the income, apart from the excellent nutritional products, skincare products, and cleaning products, what I really appreciated is you become a better person, better attitude, better skills, and better knowledge about the business and the products and how to become a leader. So this is what we do in our business. If you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They will give you information on how to get started. They will hold your hand. The thing is, you need to want to build the business, okay? This business, if you want to succeed, the person who invited you has an obligation to help you, but you also have to be willing to work. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for spending your time to share with us this evening. Our guests, we really appreciate your time. Speak to the person who invited you. They will guide you how to get started and grow your business. Thank you. Good night and God bless.